Welcome to Forgotten Civilization, where we uncover the lost worlds, hidden temples, and untold stories that shaped our past. In this special three-part series, we'll journey deep into the mystery of Göbekli Tepe, the world's first known temple. Built more than 12,000 years ago, long before the pyramids, before Stonehenge, and even before farming itself. In Episode 1, we'll discover how this sacred hill was uncovered and why its discovery changed everything we thought we knew about history. In Episode 2, we'll unlock the secrets of its massive pillars and strange carvings, exploring what they reveal about the beliefs of its builders. And in Episode 3, we'll uncover how Göbekli Tepe rewrote human history, explore the theories and controversies around its creators, and ask why this temple was buried on purpose. The forgotten temple imagined standing on a lonely hill in the dry lands of southeastern Turkey. The wind whistles across the earth. The ground is bare, dusty, nothing unusual. You see a few stones sticking out of the soil, but nothing that would make you stop and stare. For thousands of years, farmers walked here. Shepherds grazed their sheep across the slopes. People lived ordinary lives without ever realizing that just a few feet beneath their feet lay something extraordinary. This hill, called Göbekli Tepe, would turn out to be one of the most important discoveries in the history of archaeology. Beneath the dirt and the silence was a temple older than any other structure humans had ever found. A temple built not 6,000 years ago, not even 8,000 years ago, but 12,000 years ago. That makes it more than twice as old as the Great Pyramid of Giza, and thousands of years older than Stonehenge. This site is not just old, it's almost impossible. According to what we thought we knew, people back then weren't supposed to be able to build something like this. They were hunters, gatherers, people without farms, without cities, without wheels, without metal. And yet here it was. Massive stone circles, carved pillars, organized construction, a place of gathering and worship that rewrote the story of human civilization. This is not just the story of stones. This is the story of how our ancestors thought, how they dreamed, and how they may have built the very first spark of what we now call civilization. Episode 1. The Discovery of Göbekli Tepe. For most of history, Göbekli Tepe was invisible. Covered by earth, forgotten by time, it looked like nothing more than a hill. In fact, the name Göbekli Tepe means potbelly hill in Turkish, a nickname given because of its rounded shape. No one suspected what was hidden inside. In the early 1960s, a team of American archaeologists surveyed the hill. They found a few stone fragments, but they thought it was just an old cemetery from the Middle Ages. Nothing about the site seemed unusual. So they moved on, leaving the hill undisturbed. For decades, nothing happened. Farmers plowed the land. Children played on its slopes. Shepherds leaned against the stones while watching their flocks. The secret of the hill stayed buried. Everything changed in the 1990s. A German archaeologist named Klaus Schmidt was studying ancient sites in Turkey. One day in 1994, he visited Göbekli Tepe. At first it looked ordinary, but when he examined the ground more carefully, he saw something that others had ignored. The stones were not natural. They were cut, carved, shaped. Klaus bent down, brushing the soil away with his hands. He realized he was looking at the top of something much bigger. The stones weren't random. They were the tops of massive pillars. His heart must have raced. Archaeologists dream of discoveries like this, a site untouched, hidden, waiting to reveal its secrets. He started digging. Slowly, carefully, the earth was peeled back. And what rose from the soil stunned the world. A giant circle of T-shaped pillars, each carved from solid limestone, some standing more than 16 feet tall and weighing up to 20 tons. These pillars weren't just standing upright. They were arranged in circles, carefully placed with two massive central pillars towering above the rest. And they weren't plain. They were decorated with carvings of animals, foxes, lions, vultures, snakes, scorpions, etched deeply into the stone. Each one seemed to tell a story, a message from a world long gone. The shock wasn't just the carvings, it was the age. Tests showed that Göbekli Tepe was built around 9600 BCE. To put that in perspective, that's more than 7,000 years before the pyramids of Egypt. It's older than pottery, older than writing, older than farming in most parts of the world. This discovery sent shockwaves through archaeology. Everything we thought we knew about the order of human progress was suddenly wrong. Who built Göbekli Tepe? That question haunted Klaus Schmidt and his team. According to the textbooks, the people of 12,000 years ago were hunter-gatherers. They lived in small groups, moving from place to place, following animals and seasons. They had no cities, no permanent homes, no need or ability to build something so large. And yet, Göbekli Tepe existed. So who built it? The first theory is that local hunter-gatherer tribes gathered together to build it. They may have used simple stone tools, chisels made from flint, to carve the limestone pillars. They may have dragged the stones on sleds or rolled them on logs. Moving each pillar would have required hundreds of people working in unison. That means these so-called primitive people had the ability to organize labor, plan architecture, and execute long-term projects. The second theory is more radical. Some researchers suggest that the builders of Göbekli Tepe were part of an advanced, forgotten culture, one that existed before recorded history and was lost after the last ice age. Supporters of this theory point to the sophistication of the carvings, the perfect symmetry of the circles, and the sheer size of the project. Could hunter-gatherers really have done this? Or did they inherit the knowledge from someone else? Mainstream archaeology leans toward the first explanation, that hunter-gatherers themselves did it, and Göbekli Tepe proves they were far more capable than we ever believed. But even then, the question remains, what drove them to do it? Why build a temple instead of hunting or gathering food? What was so important that they dedicated years, maybe centuries, to carving stone and building circles on a hill? The discovery changes history. Klaus Schmidt often said that finding Göbekli Tepe was like stepping into a time machine. It was as if someone had opened a window into the deep past, showing us the moment when humanity took a great leap forward. Before Göbekli Tepe, the story of history seemed clear. First came farming, then villages, then cities. Then, at the very end, came temples and religion. But Göbekli Tepe changed all of that. Here was a temple built before farming, before permanent villages, before civilization as we knew it. This meant something shocking. Religion may have come first. The desire to gather, to worship, to seek meaning, it may have been the very reason humans began to settle down. In other words, civilization wasn't built on food. It was built on faith. The discovery of Göbekli Tepe forced historians to rewrite the timeline of human history. It challenged the idea of what hunter-gatherers could do. It proved that even in the earliest days, humans were capable of working together, dreaming big, and creating monuments that would last for thousands of years. And so, Göbekli Tepe emerged from the earth, not just as a collection of stones, but as a message from our ancestors. A message that says, you underestimated us. You thought we were simple. You thought we were primitive. But we were builders, dreamers, and believers long before you imagined. The discovery of Göbekli Tepe was only the beginning, because as archaeologists dug deeper, they realized the site was far larger than anyone thought. Dozens of stone circles, still buried, waiting to be uncovered. And with each new pillar, each new carving, more questions arose. What did these people believe? What stories did they tell? And why, after centuries of use, did they bury their temple under the earth? In the next episode, we'll explore the secrets of the first temple, the carvings, the pillars, and the rituals that turned Göbekli Tepe into one of the most mysterious places on earth. Stay tuned, because the story of Göbekli Tepe is only just beginning, and so our journey through Göbekli Tepe comes to an end. From its rediscovery in modern times, to the mystery of its carvings, to the way it rewrote human history, this ancient temple stands as a reminder of just how much of our past still lies hidden beneath the earth. But this is only the beginning. Across the world, other forgotten civilizations wait to be rediscovered. Temples, cities, and stories lost to time, and here, together, we will bring them back to light. If you've enjoyed this series, don't forget to like this video, share it with others who love history, and subscribe to Forgotten Civilization. Your support helps us keep exploring the mysteries of our past and uncovering the stories that history tried to forget. Because here at Forgotten Civilization, the past is never truly gone, it's waiting for us to remember.